Hello. It's Sunday. Sunday. I think I'm set. Oh, I forgot to test the mic, but it looks like it's working. Yay. I am not going to knit today or spin because this is my break. The Sock Madness pattern dropped yesterday and I've been knitting furiously and messing it up. I literally just got it on track like, I don't know, an hour ago. Hello. So, I'm taking a break. I have knit enough to be on the second sock, but it was like mostly wrong. Hello, Shannon. Welcome back. Hi. Elsbeth, how's the loom going? Did you decide to take like a break? Elsbeth had a little bit of a, I don't want to call it a disaster, but a challenge. It's no big deal. Carrie said, oh no. It is no big deal. Right? I mean, I was going to knit anyway. So if I take a little longer, Elspeth, are you really, or are you joking? Please don't really cry. No, you can cry. She said disaster applies. So there is a part of her loom that's not put together correctly, and she literally just got it threaded, slayed, and tied up, right? You were completely ready. There is no way. Hello. Look at you guys. Carrie said, yeah, you don't want to try to knit that and talk at the same time. I did grab it, though, so I could show you how far I am, because this is not a secret. Look at you guys. Elsbeth said already, yeah, it was all ready to weave. And then she found out there was like a problem with the loom setup that she has to take it apart. Okay, I'm trying to get my life together over here so I can show you. So this is, you can't really see even, can ya? That's what the pattern looks like. So I'm like starting, I did start over completely at one point. Do you want to come sit with us? Come here. You come here. We gotta make room for your brother. Okay, come on. You can't come that way. Oh my gosh, yes you can. All right, come on. Come on. Yeah. Come on. Sorry. Come on. Come through. All right, hang on. Come on. Come up with Mama. Good boy. Okay, sorry about that. Yeah, well, it's not hard to knit when you're on your fourth time through, right? Thank you. Elizabeth said it's so pretty. Elizabeth asked if anyone else has a Leclerc Colonial. She said, I'm about to have a roaring fire in the backyard. You'll be glad if you fix it. I mean, do what you gotta do. Nikki said, that's pretty. Linda said, hello from sunny Alberta. You need to sit, bud. My pup has been lounging on the deck all morning. Lucky. Yes, Elizabeth said donkey. He is, his dad's not here. His dad usually takes him upstairs and they hang out and have guy time. But he's not here right now. Hi, Eileen. She said, good evening from London. I got caught out again by the summertime. Oh, yeah, sorry. Normally I have supper ready, so tonight will be sandwich night, I guess. Sorry, but thank you. Thank you for giving up cooking for us. Hello, Rox. Oh my goodness, he's crowding me. Alice said fur kids must be in the picture. Since I'm taking the full break too, like I'm not trying to knit or anything, it's fine. Oh my gosh, you guys. He is getting so much better about his like behavior stuff. He's really getting much, I don't know the word, much more integrated, I guess. Oh my goodness. Okay. Hello, Andy, Rita. Rita, I need to talk to you about something. I'm going to message you right when we're done. Really quickly. Andy said, love me some Donkey and Luther. I love Luther still too. It seems like it's all Donkey all the time, but he's like always, you know, up in my business. Elizabeth said, I love his squishy face. Yes, he is sweet. He really is. Donkey, not John. John has a squishy face, too. Oh, Tanya, is it cold there? Now it's getting to be fall, right? Mindy said, hi from Ohio. I need to do a couple things, so I will be in and out. Don't even worry about it. I'm not knitting today or spinning because the Sock Madness pattern dropped. I said it earlier, but there's a lot of people who just got here. So I've been knitting, and I messed up. Actually, what I messed up was the requirements, because they give you all these requirements of how, like, the minimum you have to knit so that people won't try to knit the same pattern just on a little tiny shorty whatever. And I'd misunderstood the requirements, and so I did not start the gusset soon enough. I didn't start increasing the gusset soon enough, so I've had to do it like, this is like the third time. Hi. Eileen said, have been spinning some lovely gray Shropshire today. I'm in love. That's nice. I've never had gray Shropshire before. Elizabeth said, John may have a squishy face, but I don't plan to ever squish his face to find out. That would be kind of weird. I mean, he's a grown man, you know? But you can squish Donkey's face. He loves it. Elsbeth said, anyone else going to Fibre West outside Vancouver on Friday/Saturday this week? Is anyone else going? What did I just... Okay. Felt like he had candy stuck to him or something. It's just a whatever. Okay. Is anyone going? Alice said, Eileen, regarding your challenge on Rita's post, can other fiber arts qualify? Spinning, crocheting, weaving in places. I must have missed it. Andy said, I'm a pit bull mama, so I'm sort of partial, but all dogs are perfect. Yeah, it's been really interesting. Having him, and I don't want to go too far off the, normal stuff, but, people are scared of him when they see him, and he wants to make friends so badly. It's been really hard to watch sometimes because they are afraid of him, and I understand. And also, I have seen people look at us because his ears were cut before we got him, we rescued him, and we would probably never do that. I mean, I can't, unless it was like a health reason, I don't think we would ever do that. And I think they're like thinking thoughts about us. You know what I mean? I think you guys know. Rita said, are we going from 30s, 40s to 78 by Thursday, spring in the South? Woo! That sounds good. Rock said, I'm sewing together some squares knit from my breed study finally. Ooh, that's exciting. Did you dye them? Are you marking them, Rocks? Because I'm working on my final project, but I'm filming it, so I'm not really talking about it. And I'm working through how I'm going to keep track of what's what in my project, if that makes sense. Sarah said, just frogged a sock. Didn't like how tedious it was turning out to be. Oh. Well, you know what? Life's short. It's too short to knit things that are tedious. Come here, Lou. Come here. You're okay. Come here. You're all right there. Oh, my goodness. Eileen said to Alice, I think that would be awesome. Did anyone else read about it? I didn't see it. I must have missed it. Was it in the comments of a post? Rita said, my post what? Carrie Mountain said, hola, nice to catch a live. The other Carrie from Colorado says hello. Sarah said, oh, poor donkey. He's moaning and groaning over here, but he does it all the time. Carrie said, hi, other Carrie. Rita said, oh, the Dr. Seuss post. Alice said, I think it was on your post, Rita, the Dr. Seuss post. Okay. Elizabeth said, I know there are mean ones out there. I have never met a mean pity. They are such sweethearts. I mean, I can understand why people are scared. I think they're, they don't know. It's just awkward. To me, it's awkward. I would not want people to think we would do that. Rita said, I'm doing knitting in the house. Alice said, I'm meeting with Lisa Lehman next week. That's cool, for spinning at De Leon Springs. So we're ready. That is exciting. It's so fun when you guys meet in the wild, isn't it? Um, hello, Sherry. Can't stay long because she's at work. Somebody asked recently if I really gave away the drum carder. Sherry, did you really get a drum carder from me? Alice said, yes, Trish. In Rita's Dr. Seuss post. I'll go back and look. Oh, Rita said knitting with a dog, but I don't have a hog. Rock said I planned a layout of 5 squares by 6. I knit the 5 long wools first, and that worked really hard to keep them in order until I could sew them and put the tags on leftovers. Oh, on the leftovers. Okay. Are you getting down? What is happening? The next 5 are easier to keep straight because they are different colors. There you go. Well, go to sleep. Take a nap, buddy. Hi, Brenda. Brenda says it's a beautiful day in North Idaho. That's good. It's nice here today. We had kind of an awful day yesterday. We were on the way to a birthday party and we had to turn around, which is not something that we would really do very often. Eileen said, find Rita's post about knitting anytime and everywhere. I'm challenging everyone like a different kind of make along. Read the poster and try to knit, spin, crochet, weave in all different places. I love it. Pit bulls used to be considered babysitter dogs. What happened? I don't know, Mindy. Hello. Oh. Uh-oh. John's home. It's okay. Welcome back. Christine said I just found my first 3 balls of finished yarn from our own baby doll self-down sheet, processed, comb, spun, plied, everything myself. I learned so much from your channel, Trish. Thank you. Thank you. That is so cool. Did you seriously not know how to do it before you watched? For real? Or are you just, being kind? Rock said I will label the backs of the squares. I think that might be my plan currently, using my layout plan to remember which square is which. Okay. Teresa said I'm terrified of all dogs, so it is nothing against any certain breed. Childhood. I do understand. I do, totally. But it is sad to see when he is wants to be best friends so badly with every person he meets, and some people are afraid of him. It's a little, hard for him. You know what I mean? But I understand. Eileen said I'm making little labels for my breed study blanket squares, copying images from the different breeds from a poster onto my labels. That sounds cute. Sherry said, yes, I really did win the drum carder 2 days before my birthday. There's been a lot of, let me get a little further before I say it. Drup, hello. She can't stay but wanted to say hi. Hello. Carrie said, congratulations, Christina. Elizabeth said, hi, John. We're all so glad to see you. Okay. Rita said, all good. Evie said, hi. Oh, hi, Evie. Alice said, Epiphany Day. I figured out a thing about my spinning style that seems to help somewhat with consistency. Yay. Awesome. Oh, yeah. Donkey is gone. Eileen said, hi, John. He might be listening by now. I'm not sure. Rita said, Daddy's home. Oh, Christina, that's so cool. I mean, that is so cool. Teresa said, I literally freeze if a strange dog walks toward me. I get the fight or flight response. I totally do get it. I do not blame people at all. So I hope you didn't hear that. What I'm saying is just, it's like when I see him, I want to be your best friend, and they're afraid, it's hard, Teresa said it is sad. It makes me sad too. Sherry said, so sweet. Hey, John. Alice said, hi, John. He was outside this morning. Oh, so what I was going to say is the reason I'm asking you that, Sherry, is because there has been a lot of chit chat on Demon Trolls. Does everybody know what Demon Trolls is? It is a consumer advocacy group on Ravelry where they talk about problems with vendors in the fiber arts world, and one of them has started a lot of competitions, giveaways, whatever, and then not ever given the stuff away. So there's been a lot of talk about it. So Elizabeth said, true, he doesn't know he's scary. He doesn't. And he just really wants to like be your best friend for real. Like rent a house with you for the summer at the beach and run to get frolic on the beach with you all summer. Elsbeth said, I'm renting a drum carter from my guild to do more alpaca. You know what, Elsbeth? That'll probably speed you up. That'll be kind of nice. Not that you're going slowly, but I mean, it might be kind of nice because you have so much. Carrie said, when I was a kid, I tried to be friends with people who didn't like me too. It gets awkward. I'm glad you grew out of it. It sounds like a hard row to hoe, you know? Elsbeth said, Alice, what did you learn? Yes, please do tell us. Eileen said, ah, Carrie, poor you. Rita said, I tried that too, Carrie, and it broke my heart. It's hard. Hello, Shelly and Jet. Sherry said, nope. Oops. It's just water, I promise. Alice said, hard to describe, but the way my fingers move when drafting feeding, I figured out how when I draft too thick, too thin on the fly. Oh, there you go. Hello, Lynn. Lynn just woke up. Jet said, excuse me, I rented a drum carter from my guild too. It's been a journey and it's kind of rough shape. Oh, it's in kind of rough shape, so I'm looking to get one of my own sometime. You know, there is a learning curve. At least there was for me. When I first got my drum carter in like 2008, probably, I don't know. My first bats didn't look great, but I practiced. Teresa said, not for the contest, but for her. Oh, I must have missed something. Teresa said, not for the contest, but for her business practices. I don't know what I missed. Sorry. I mean, it's never bad to know, right? When people are being scammed. Elsbeth said, excellent, well done. Oh, wait, I missed one. Jet said, eek, sounds like I need to hop on Demon Trolls and read up on whoever. There's so many. Carrie said, oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to make everyone sad. It's all cool now. I found my people. I mean, don't you think a lot of people go through that, Carrie? At some point? Alice said, OMG, do I have to learn how to film my derp cell for my experiment? You don't have to do anything. Except, you should probably pay your taxes. I finished our taxes this week. Also, I finished them. Done. Rita said, thanks, Carrie, but over it now. I ended up having a girl fight with her after she shoved me, so got over it fast. Hi, Jerry. Jet asked, what kind of drum carter did I get? So I first got an Ashford, which was like the standard. I sold that one after I got a bigger one. And it was really good, though. Sherry said, it's sad that you have to ask that question, though. It's good that people are talking about it. I think it's good, too. Hey, Rhonda. And the big one that I got then, I got a Strouch Finest and I got a Big Tom XL kind of at the same time, a motorized one. But my favorite carters have been the Ashford, the Classic, and the Strouch. Lisa said, just finished a hat, trimmed pom-pom and shook all the bits. Oh, and all the bits went into my wine glass. You know what? It's probably good for you as long as you keep it like not a lot at once. But I have a question about the pom-poms. Whenever I make one, they just get smaller and smaller because I keep trimming and trimming. So does that happen to anyone else or is it just me? Melody said, working on threading the heddles for my first weaving project. That's so exciting. Teen said, yay with your all's time change. I finally made a live. Welcome. Where are you, Teen? Hello, Terry. My goodness, look at this. Carrie said to Lisa, oh no. I think you should still drink it. Sorry. Alice said her taxes are also in order. Eileen said seaweed wine, yum. Oh, is it the seaweed yarn? Athena said, I'm on vacation in the mountains of Austria. Wi-Fi is a bit challenging, but it is nice to catch a live with you all. I brought some knitting. Good. What did you bring? Elsbeth said, Strouch is what I'm renting, just waiting to see when I can pick it up. Is it a like standard, or they make a mad batter and they make a finest? Just curious. Rhonda said, congrats on finishing your taxes. Hubby is working on ours. He should be sainted. I finished all of our business stuff like on January 6th. So I was ready to go, but I was waiting for a 1099. It's a form for those who don't live here that you have to have. Jet said, have you ever heard of the drum carter brand Patrick Green? Someone in my guild told me they are the best. I've heard of them. I've never found one that I could afford. They look super awesome. They look awesome. Shelly asked if I have tried a Brother drum carter. Yes, I used to have a Brother motorized drum carter. I sold it like 8 months ago, maybe. I'm not sure about the timing. Within the last year. Oh, okay, from Zambia. I knew that. I remember that now. And Teen said pom-pom trimming is for real. I just like keep seeing where I could even them up a little, and then I end up making them shrink and shrink and shrink. Howling Moon said, hey Lori, I wish I could do fiber arts, but with being allergic, it's a no, so I just watch and drool. Are you allergic to everything? Lisa said, I did drink the wine. Good. And yes, pom-pom trimming can be an ordeal. Maybe I just am not the greatest at making them. I mean, I got one of the little tool things and it helped, but I still just keep. Eileen said, wow, Athena, I'm jealous. Wish I was there with you. How is the snow? Lynn said, haven't made them since I was a kid. You're not missing anything. I mean, they're super cute, so I always want to, and then I end up making them shrink and shrink. Sherry said, mine wind up being about the size of a golf ball by the time I get finished trimming. I'm so glad. Thank you. Hello, Marilyn. Tracy said, hello, I'm sneaking my earbuds in while my husband and I are at the car museum. Kelly said, yes, brother bought the Pat Green designs. I would love to find a cottage carter. That's kind of like a dream that will never happen, but I don't think they're making that. Shelly said, Fibre just gets into everything. I just pick it off or out and move on. Same. And she said, hubby gets annoyed though. Elizabeth said, I have no clue which Strouch it is, only listed by that name. The librarian said it was best for the fiber. Oh, perfect. So maybe it's a finest. Elizabeth said, I hate 1099. It slows the whole process down. I would have been done by like January 15th. Because I was so ready to just get it out of the way this year. Lori said, I just finished spinning and applying first fiber on new toy. What is the new toy? Oh, wait. Oh, received new Ashford e-spinner on Friday. Yay, that's exciting. Rita said, we are good art, Tracy. Excuse me. Betsy said, just finished a Breed Study scarf using colored stitch markers to keep all the fiber, yarn swatches, and parts of a scarf organized. Oh my goodness. Labeling with laundry labels on back. So much fun. That sounds really cool. Yes, Linda said, didn't brother buy Patrick Green? They bought all the plans. I mean, I don't exactly know if that means they bought the business or not. But like Strouch, someone bought the Strouch business, and then the man who bought it passed away really unexpectedly. So now Otto Strouch is working with a new, I'm not sure, a new other business to develop new carters. So they're going to be out someday. Athena said, I brought winter night socks patterned by, oh gosh, Amunero. That's probably not right. I've just realized how fitting it that is here in this area. They should become beautiful, hopefully. I'm going to have to look them up. Are those the ones where they made it all 4 seasons? A different sock for the 4 seasons? Howling Moon said, wool, yes. Alpaca has been hit or miss. Oh. I wonder why that is. Sarah said, okay, successfully cast on my vanilla sock pattern. Happier now. Good job, Sarah. How's it going? I mean, I know you just cast on, but Kay Nelson said, I'm live finally. Hello. Hello from Washougal. Is that right? Washington. Jet said, my pom-poms keep falling apart when I take them off the pom-pom maker tool, so maybe I'm doing something wrong. I always like wind it like 3 times and tie it really a bunch. Shelly said, I have a hand crank brother drum carter. It's my first and only so far. Well, do you like it, Shelly? If you like it, that's all that matters. You know, if you think it's doing a good job, then that's the best. Lynn said, I've seen people make like pom-pom plushies and I really want to try them. Have you seen them? Excuse me, where they wind them to make all the different colors like pop out and then they trim the little faces and stuff? That blows my mind. Andy said, your pom-pom story reminds me of when my mom was trimming my brother's bangs, cutting and cutting. Tear shed. Well, we've all done that, right? Lisa said, casting on next hat with the seaweed spin, so bear with me while I count. Jet, you mustn't be tying the wool around it tight enough. Yeah, it needs to be really tight. I've broken wool tightening. So like I'll go around and tie it and then go around like 2 more times and tie it so tight. Brenda said, I'm going to start a rigid heddle project this week. It's the Little Loom Big Blanket project that I saw on the Ashford blog. So exciting. That is cool. Jet said, yeah, Lisa, you're probably onto something there. I will try and tie them tighter. Sherry said, have to go back to the floor. Bye, Sherry. You guys have a gloriously wonderful day. Athena said, Eileen, well, it looks like spring here, so the good snow is way up there. Luckily, this area goes up to great heights, so we just take some extra lifts to play in the snow. We got snow yesterday. Lee said they make the Rover, which is close to the Big Patrick Greens. True. I mean, it's kind of does the same thing, but it doesn't do everything that the Cottage Carter does. Athena said the winter night socks have stars on the legs and trees on the foot. I might maybe better look. Rock said constrictor knot is good for pom-poms. I don't know that knot. But I do know, we looked it up, and what you guys were saying about the magic knot, that is what I do when I tie the bands on my spinning wheels. Shelly said it works. That's all that matters, Shelly. If it's working for you, then it's perfect. Rhonda said, I decided that I'd make do with a blending board while we are renting, and I'll get a drum carter once I have a dedicated fiber space when we buy a house. I mean, it does make sense. You just end up having to move it, right? Howling Moon said, as bummed as I am about being allergic, honestly, I don't need to add another project to my long list of things. I get it. I've been wanting to make my doll another dress, and I'm like, I don't have time. Eileen said, constrictor knot. We'll have to look that one up, Roxanne. I will have to look it up too. I don't know it. John knows a lot of them. Hello, JD Salette. Oh, John came to get Donkey. Linda said, what did you like more about the Strouch over the Big Kitty? I think that the Strouch has a material on the liquor in, as some people call it, that is different from anything else I have seen that I can think of. I was trying to remember if anyone else. And I really like that it never gets hung up and like gooped up. What's the word? It never gets all hung up on the liquor in. But then also the Finest has like 150 pins per inch. So if you do a really, really fine fiber, you can still card it without getting as many neps. You get almost none as long as you go really slowly. Like it will do a fine, crazy fine fleece you can't do on other drum carders. Or you could, but you'd get tons of neps. Caitlin said, I started practicing with yarn on my spinning wheel. I think that's a great idea. I don't know why more teachers don't tell people to do it, because it really helps you develop the muscle memory. Lynn said, yeah, they make like birds with all the color patches. Yes! Have you seen it? Magic. Teen said, I usually let tie my pom-poms on both axes. I have not done that, but it sounds like a good idea. Sarah said, good, I really like the yarn. It's from Mustache Yarn. Have I seen that? Maybe I have. Rita said, best way to start. Shelly said, I know lots of plants fibers can be made into yarn. Did you say seaweed? It's inspired by seaweed, right? Rox said she has a video about the constrictor knot, so I guess we're all going to have to look it up. Tracy said, question for the tribe. Arthritis is setting in both hands. Has anyone used arthritis compression gloves? Lisa said, Shelly not using seaweed, but the spin was inspired by seaweed. I put photos on the Facebook group. They're really cool. Rita said, Caitlin, get the knitting roving and practice on. That's what I did. Yep. Oh, practice on that. Knitting roving. I don't know what that. Oh, the stuff that you can knit with. Brenda said, I finally crocheted the squares for the Nora. It's gone, right? Vintage Afghan together and woven the ends. I've had the squares done for almost 2 years. Oh, I bet that feels good, Brenda. Lisa lost count again. Sorry. Nobody can talk while Lisa's counting. Just don't talk to her. Lori said, Tracy, yes, I do use them and it helps me a lot. Carrie said, don't forget to like. Yes, please do. Hello, Laura. Shelly said, okay, thanks, Lisa. And Rita said it's like knives. My friend has one. Oh, the Strouch. Yeah, they're like little blades, kind of. But they don't have a hook. You know how almost all the pins on different everything has like a little bend in it? They don't have that. So they pull it in and it just pulls right off. It's so awesome. I can't say enough. And John says, because it has a chain drive, that it has more torque and more power also. I forgot about that. And he talked to Otto Strouch about it when I got it. Nothing was wrong with it. And he was like so smart and really nice and easy to work with. And that makes me like him a little bit as well. I mean, the Carters. Rhonda said, oh, I found out on Friday that my nephew and his wife are expecting in October. Bring on the baby knitting. That's fun. So fun. Elsbeth said, takes all the notes on the straw. Yeah, well, Elsbeth, you'll get to try it out. They had a hang up developing the new ones because they couldn't find that stuff. But last I heard, they had found someone that they thought was going to work out to supply them with that cloth, that carding cloth or whatever you call it. I don't know if you would call it carding cloth because it doesn't have the pins. But well, that's the last update I heard. Jet said, I am new to drum carding. What do you mean by neps when carding? So when you are carding a fleece, and fine ones do it more, sometimes the carder will pull as it's coming off the liquor. So it's coming underneath the liquor and the drum carder's going like this and grabbing the fiber faster. And if it's fine fibers and it grabs some and pulls and then it snaps, it'll like curl back on itself and make a little knot. And you'll see them when you're spinning. You'll get these little knotty things. Brenda said, maybe in a couple more years I'll get the border finished. But maybe that's the right timing, Brenda. Rhonda said, I promised my mother-in-law when she passed away that I would make baby quilts for all her great-grandbabies, so I need to make a quilt too. How sweet. Do you have all your stuff there for that, Rhonda, yet? Or is that something you're also waiting on for when you move? Alice said, I have knitting compression gloves, but I don't know if it's as good. Others have mentioned compression gloves. I have only used them for my wrists. And I've used one of those little, it's not a glove, it's like a band, and it presses right on this muscle on the top, and it feels so much better. Sarah said, my mom uses the compression gloves. It really helps her, and she is able to continue with her crocheting. It does really feel a lot better when I wear it. Eileen said, Rox, I have learned so much from your videos. It doesn't surprise me at all you have a video on that technique. I mean, honestly, if I'm looking for a knitting technique that I don't know how to do. Oh, okay, Lisa's got it on. We can talk again. If I don't know how to do it, or if I've done it like once or twice and I can't really remember, I always look at your videos first. Always. Elspeth said, Trish, do you find it weird not having to multitask while having a live? It is weird to just sit here because having something else always makes me feel like I have no time to like be nervous or as awkward because my brain's busy enough. It's strange, but I needed the break from the knitting. Let's see. Rhonda said, congratulations, Brenda. I mean, it's pretty cool that you got that done. Eileen said, go Lisa. Seriously, will the hat be done by the time we leave? 25 minutes? Probably not. Carrie said, one of Rox's videos helped me make a peasant heel that fits perfectly. I've never been able to do that before. See? Otter said, baby knitting is the best small, adorable projects that generally go pretty fast. Caitlin said, I do have this acrylic yarn from Michael's that is like roving, but not. Do you think I can practice? I think that's what she means. Practice on that as well. Carrie said to Caitlin, I've never done it myself, but I've seen lots of people do it. Don't be afraid to use beautiful fiber, though. Don't save it for special. 100%. I mean, I advocate for that always. Rita said it's like making tweed yarn using a carder. Kind of. But like sometimes you don't want those bumps. And sometimes the texture is fine. You know, it's something that you want in your yarn. So it's not always a bad thing. Kay Nelson said, I use KT tape for arthritis. I don't know what that is. Maybe I should look it up. Otter said, I agree with Carrie. Plus, there is something to be said for practicing with what you're going to be using. Yes. And, I mean, the really beautiful stuff can be easier to spin sometimes. It can be both. Caitlin said, Carrie, I am planning to use some Jacob, and I have 2 pounds of Gotland and 10 pounds of Leicester long wool that I need to comb. Oh, my goodness, that I can use as well. 10 pounds? Bonnie said, my stepmom used compression gloves when crocheting because of her arthritis. I'm sure it helps. Lynn said, I want to learn to actually make tweed yarn. I have been wrestling with the stuff that you all voted on in that short. Do I want to make it a tweed? I'm feeling like maybe I do because it makes a gorgeous tweed. Caitlin said, I finished my sweater today and now working on a snood. Well, congratulations on finishing a sweater. I feel like I haven't finished anything lately. Eileen said, for those of you interested in breeds and no nylon socks, I made a swatch with some homespun Rotor Fuchs German breed. I'm just throwing it out there. Threw it in the washer and dryer. No felting, no shrinking. I might have to look for some of that. Lisa said, great news, Eileen. Never heard of that breed. Hello, Crystal. Stabby said, I've started walking again after work, and man, I'm sore. And even knitting takes energy. It's amazing how we age. I know how we age, our bodies react and recover. Rox said, Carrie, I'm so happy to hear that I couldn't wear peasant heels or short row heels until I figured out a way to calculate it without trial and error. And Carrie said, you made it so easy. Okay, I thought so. Kathy, okay, now so I thought you were Kathy. Stabby said, I use KT tape for my tennis elbow. It does help. Rhonda said, I did buy a sewing machine. I haven't replaced rulers and cutting mat yet, but I do have a small cutting mat and rotary cutter. I'm thinking I'll use pre-cut. Oh, there you go. Pre-cuts, and I won't need to buy a full-size mat. I saw full-size mats at Walmart for so crazy cheap. I was shocked. Tracy said, thanks group for the feedback. I'm on the computer for work, and then knitting and spinning is taking a toll. I need to protect myself. You definitely need to protect yourself. Jerry said, I made a tweed like yarn with my drum carder and silk noils. It was really pretty. I like silk the best for tweeds. So I will definitely be using silk if that's what I do. Athena said to Eileen, I never heard of that breed, but it sounds great. Is it truly red? Elizabeth said KT tape is often used for injuries by athletes. The women's U.S. beach volleyball team made it super popular in the Olympics several years ago. Okay, I'll have to look. Teen said, I have a question. A friend brought me these beautiful Rolex from Cape Town. We can't get fiber here, but they have sari silk in them, and I cannot get it to spin smooth. It's not going to. It will pretty much never. She said, I had to embrace the bumps, but is there a way to spin sari silk bits without the slubs? I find it very hard, but I like the slubs. Alice said, Q&A when spinning. How the heck to tell the difference between tweed and heather? So heather is when multiple colors are just completely blended. So heather could be all one fiber. But tweed is usually like a completely separate fiber introduced that is like, it could be a complete, like it could be nylon with a wool yarn. It's just totally different and separate. Does that make sense? I don't even know if I'm making sense. I've knitted so many stupid mistakes today. Melody said, I used all my learning yarns to make sweaters for my kids. Wow. I didn't keep my first yarn, and I'm really mad about it. That's why I always tell people, do not forget to keep your first yarn, because mine's gone. Gone. Lynn said, good luck, Tracy. Tracy, have you gone to a doctor about it? I'm always curious at what doctors and PT people and stuff say about that kind of stuff. Elizabeth said, physical therapists, athletic trainers, massage therapists often use it. Okay, I'm going to look it up. Brenda said, that's great, Eileen. If I see the fiber, I will get some to try. I just bought a fleece of a new fiber I've never tried, by the way, and we're going to do something with it on here. I can't wait. Otter said, I made some fun hats with my learning yarns. They have some great textures that I'd find really hard to replicate now. I've heard so many people say that, that they wish they could do like the lumpy bumpy or thicker like they did earlier on when they were learning. Rhonda said, I used to use KT tape on my knees before they were replaced. It does help. Then she said, I'll check Walmart. Thanks. I've seen more expensive ones, and I think they were Fiskars ones too. And I was like, wow, that price is crazy. Eileen said, good on you, Stabby. You are doing such a good thing for your body and probably soul. As we get older, we lose muscles faster, so keeping it up is the best thing you can do for your bones too. Oh, rotor. Okay, Eileen said, it's more like the color of Sahara sand, a reddish, sandy, light brown. That sounds nice. Quite a special color. Did you post about it, Eileen? I don't think I saw it. Elsbeth said, teen, whenever I spin with a silk blend, I expect the bumps. I realized quickly it was never going to be smooth. Me too. Crystal made mittens out of her first yarn. Do you still have them, Crystal? Rita said, I have a compression wristband I use when my wrist acts up. It works wonders. Alice said, still confused and not your fault, Trish. I might need a video demo. You mean of heather versus tweed? Yes. Okay, we can do that. There you go. Lisa said, Alice, heather is color and tweed is texture. Brenda said, exciting. Thanks. I'm super excited. It was really kind of it popped up on the Raw Wool for Sale board. Are you guys watching it? Because I'm seeing some fleeces. Tracy said, I'm going back to the hand specialist. I had wrist problems several years ago, but now all the joints hurt. Oh. I'm not a doctor, but there are a bunch of different things you can take for like anti-inflammatory too, but I would not tell you to take them. I would just, maybe you could ask about them. I don't know. Stabby said, I have arthritis in my entire spine and compression with muscle tightness in my lumbar area with pinched nerves. My goodness. At L4, the walking helps with my muscles, rest helps with my nerves. It's fun. Teen said, thanks, all good to know it's not me. The wool bits look great, but it gets so slubby at the silk bits. But I'm sure it will lend some fun texture to the fingerless gloves I want to knit. Oh, hello. Carrie said, I'm applying some yarn right now that I tried to spin thick, but it's only worsted. You're singing the song of my people. I'm trying to spin something thick right now. We'll see how it goes. Crystal said, check the warranty on Fisker products. I know certain products are a lifetime guarantee. I did not know that. Alice said to Lisa, on a yarn, I can differentiate texture on a fabric, but on a yarn or single, I'm confused. No problem. Crystal said, I do still have and use my mittens. I'm so glad you kept them. Aren't you so glad? Don't you like look at them every time and think about learning? Carrie said, I always say if I wanted perfectly smooth yarn, I'd just buy it. Exactly. You can get that. Otter said, same, Carrie. The only way I can get thick yarn anymore is to apply a gazillion singles together. I have tried that. I've done it. Shelly said, are there any inkle loomers here? Looking for some good beginning tutorials on YouTube. Didn't Eloise used to do them? Maybe she's not filming anymore though. Jerry said, I made a felted knitted tote out of my first yarns. That was fun. That's a good idea. Lisa said, Alice, this isn't tweed as fabric, but as a description of yarn that is textured, lumpy, bumpy. Shannon said to Carrie, literally just did the same thing. Eileen said, we'll post a photo tomorrow. Hard to get the color right as it is already dark in the UK. Artificial light is so true. It's no good for photos. Carrie said, you could have a yarn that is both heathered and tweedy. You absolutely could. Maybe we should do that. Alice said to Carrie, your own fault for not being unbalanced enough. This is your fault. Lisa said, oh, and guys, I finished the cashmere bat thanks to wool hat, not bat, thanks to wool from a friend. Oh, good, of Eileen. So you found the same stuff? Wash blocked and blow me, it has stretched to twice the size. We'll try felting next. No way. Carrie said, I disagree. I'm really unbalanced. I think it depends on who you ask. Arlene said, whoa, almost missed you today. Happy to be here. Hey, Arlene. Crystal said, I look at them and marvel at how not beginner yarn they look. You know, people are so super hard on their beginner yarn, but isn't it true that like it's usually not as bad as they think it is, especially if they ply it and then use it for something? Because I have seen that so many times. Kathia, tell me, Kathia, is it Kathia or Katya? Because I answered questions from you for the Q&A on Tuesday. I have my drop spindle full of yarn. Do I need to wash it or I can roll and knit it directly? Crystal said you can knit it directly. I sometimes knit it directly and sometimes wash it. So I would say you don't have to, but there's no rules. There's no rules. No one's going to come to your house and like get you in trouble. Rhonda said, Shelly, inkle, I recommend, that's who I'm talking about. Isn't it, it's pronounced Eloise, right? Of Flinching Field. Anne said, I have CMC joint issues. Doc said to take turmeric and tart cherry. That's what I'm talking about. Concentrate as preventative. I also use a couple of drops of frankincense essential oil with hand cream every night. I had not heard of that. Alice said to Carrie, not enough. So stop judging yourself like that. Melanie said, I found it easier to make a thicker yarn spinning from the folds. Interesting. It does. I mean, Rita said wetting sets the twist. It does. But I mean, there's many times where I've knit stuff without setting the twist on the yarn first, because when you block it, you're going to set the twist anyway. Eileen said, have you ever heard of Nordic pole walking? Just to Stabby. It might be something to look into. Alice said to Lisa, I'm sorry, do you suspect why it's not blocking right? I'm a little curious too. What was it, all cashmere? Oh my goodness. Eileen said, oh no, Lisa, would you not rather undo it and knit it again with the yarn that is now pre-stretched, less risky with that gorgeous yarn? That's an interesting thought. Okay, Kathia said, however you say my name, it sounds good. Well, I'd like to say it right, but you know, pronunciation is definitely not my forte. My fort. There you go. Anne said, I think most beginner spinners expect their handspun yarn to look like machine spun. Probably. I didn't think mine was good, and then I plied it with a commercial yarn and used it in a hat, and it was great. We had it here for years, but eventually I donated it. We weren't wearing it. Lisa said, Alice, I used a plate inside the beret and balanced it all on a cup, letting the rim hang. I guess the weight of the wet hat was too much. Was it? Lisa said, Eileen, could it not stretch further? Carrie said, I will come to your house and shame you for not doing it right. Just kidding. I don't leave my house. Same. I try not to. 2020 really changed my life. Crystal said, okay, I gotta go. I'll rewatch this later. Bye, Crystal. Anne said I have to switch to a bigger whirl to make thicker yarn. I definitely like to do that and like go slow, get my wheels going slower, whatever that means. Go back to what I did in the beginning. I have to be much more conscious when I draft if I'm trying to draft something thick. Mindy said I found it easier to make thicker yarn on a Navajo spindle. Interesting. Hey, Shaylee. She said late, but caught the end. Yes, we got 10 minutes. Then I'm going back to the salt mines and knit my socks. I just dropped my mouse. Excuse me. Hello, Jan. Stabby said Nordic pole walking. Is that like using hiking poles? Eileen said to Lisa, don't know, but I would guess not. It's hard to know without actually seeing the yarn. Alice said to Carrie, challenge accepted. I'm the original weirdo. I don't believe it. I really don't believe it. I don't think any of you are half as weird as you think you are. Jerup said to Shelley, I also inkle and tablet weave. Best book I have is the Weaver's Inkle Pattern Directory. Ugh, why is that hard to say? 400, see, warp-faced weaves by Ann Dixon. Brenda said, I feel like if you really want to get gauge, you might want to wash it first, but if gauge isn't that important, washing your yarn first wouldn't really matter to your project. I mean, I just like to live on the edge. That's why I do it sometimes. Everybody knows that. I'm not a ruly person. Lynn said, thick is so hard. It is. Making thick yarn is so hard. Rhonda said, I'd love to try a Navajo spindle. Sounds fun. Carrie said, I also will sometimes separate the fiber into strips almost as thin as the yarn I want and spin it slow. Thank you, Rita. Rita asked for you guys to hit the like, please, if you can. Hello, Hoskins. We haven't seen you in a long time. Bye, Rocks. Eileen said to Stabby, almost like hiking poles, but they are slightly different and a different technique. Helps to take a few classes. Poles help take weight off your joints and strengthen muscles. Interesting. We do see people walking with the poles around here sometimes. I wonder if that's the kind of poles they are. Anne said that's a good idea, Carrie. I'm gonna try that. Bye, Rocks. Stabby said, thanks. Thank you. I'll look into that. I mean, if you're having joint problems, I guess anything you can do to protect your joints, right? Oh, Elizabeth said that's a good idea too. Melody said Nordic pole Using walking poles, it takes a lot of stress from your knees. Did not know that. Alice said, bless you, Trish. I'm twice as weird as most peeps, but I still can't get the government to spy on me. So how do you know? If you knew about it, they wouldn't be spying very well. Maybe they're spying on you. And they're just very covert. Hello, Irini. How are you? No, you didn't come late. You're right on time. Carrie said, thank you, Elizabeth and Anne. Rita said, it's hard to spin slow now. Maybe new spinner will help. It is hard to spin slow when you're not used to it anymore. Allison, when you're just not a danger in any case. Well, I mean, maybe they did already spy on you and figure out that you're not a danger. Carrie said to Rita, my electric eel wheel helps. I can just turn the dial down. I mean, I'm doing it right now on the Hansen. That's the one I'm using for this yarn I'm trying to do that's thicker. And I just have the speed turned way down. But I also think a lot. Like the whole time I'm drafting, it's in my mind that I need to draft more fiber every time. Hey, Michelle. Michelle said, yay, made it. Hope everyone is doing well. How is everyone? I mean, nobody really said. Rhonda said, thanks. Did you guys hear Luther? Thanks for the reminder, Rocks. Only 11 likes, y'all. Don't forget. Jerup said, Nordic poles are good for preserving core strength. I use a walking frame a lot, and that weakens core muscles, so getting out on the poles regularly helps. Hello, Michelle. She said, I'm late and spin slow. What is the question? Oh, how to spin more thick yarn. Alice said, pretty sure all the danger words I've tried and they haven't bothered. Apparently, I'm just a regular nut. Exactly, Trish. I mean, I'm just a regular nut, too. I always feel like, go ahead. You would be like, they'd be asleep in 10 minutes if someone was spying on me. Please, feel free. Nyla said, I'm spinning thick on Navajo spindle for rug yarn. What are you using, Nyla? What type of wool, I mean? Mindy said, I've been pre-drafting like that with the long staple fiber I'm using on my great wheel. That makes a lot of sense for a great wheel too. It would make drafting much easier, especially with the long fiber. Rita said, Carrie, I have found doing thinner is easier due to I treadle fast. Hopefully my new EEW will help. Bye, Bonnie. I'm going in just a minute to go finish these dumb socks too. Andy said, see you next week. Eileen said, Nordic walking poles are slightly different from normal. Okay, so probably we're seeing not the Nordic ones. It is hard to do the Nordic walking technique with normal. I'll have to just look and see what the difference is. Michelle said, I'm at about a 4 right now. You mean a 4 on your wheel? Rita said, I've been challenged by my spinning group to spin thicker. Is that because you want to spin thicker, Rita, or just because they want you to? Alice said, Bonnie read that, gotta go to bed. I might be having a subconscious moment. Okay, Elizabeth sees 44. Okay. Yeah, I was wondering if maybe that just wasn't updated. Nyla said churro. So I've heard that that's good for rug yarn. I've always wondered, does dog hair, if you do a wool rug, and some of you probably have wool rugs that you weave, does dog hair like embed itself in there and then it's hard to get out? Anne said while they're spying, they need to do a little cleaning too. 100%. 100%. Like, you can come on in and look through everything if you'll clean it. Carrie said these dumb socks made me LOL. I'm the dumb one. I have messed them up. If you guys knew how much yarn I have knit I bet I've knit 300 yards and most of it was wrong. And there's beads. There was going to be beads on the leg. So, Michelle said I'm spinning at 4 weight. Okay. Hey, Kai, how are you? Athena said, oh gosh, I don't know how to say that. Recently posted a video on spinning really, really thick yarn. It is in German, but maybe it will help anyway by just watching her hands. I'm going to have to look that up. Rita said, I do some, but I'm happy with what I spin. So you do want to spin thicker somewhat, but you're happy. Michelle said, if the rug is woven of dog hair, then doesn't matter. Well, I can't weave one of Donkey's hair. And I'm afraid that his hair will be hard to, it will like stick in there. And then pretty soon it'll look like it's made of his hair, whether it is or not. Lisa said there must be 2% dog hair in everything I spin. Definitely. He does not shed as much as Gus did, but his hair is still all over. Hoskins said, frustrated by my broken robin wheel, I got an electric eel wheel inspired by you. I will try it as soon as I finish the all-consuming task of moving my 94-year-old parents. Oh my goodness. You are a saint. Good job. How long will that take, Hoskins? Is it coming up close, like in time? Jerup said, Trish, just weave a rug the same color as the dog. Problem solved. Except he has black and white hair. Arlene said, my hair gets knitted into, mine too, into everything. I'm always pulling it out. Carrie said, you are not dumb. Take it back. I won't. I made a dumb mistake. How about that? If I say that instead. Mindy said it wasn't wrong. It was a different pattern you were experiencing. It was a sock for a person with clown feet. That's what it was. Your foot would have had to be as long, not just a beer set told us all about this. From here to here, not just that, your foot would have been like this long. My entire forearm plus hand. That's not a pattern. That's a flipper. Alice said to Lisa, I challenge you. I think I have 4% cat hair in everything I spin. Hoskins said, doesn't the dog hair spin itself into the rug after the dog lies on it? It seems like it. Okay, Eileen, I don't know how to say her name, but she said has great videos. She also spun quite a bit of Rotor Fuchs wool if you want to see what it looks like. Okay, I'm going to have to look her up. Lisa said cat hair softer at least. Oh, Teen said forget the dog hair, my hair. I do that all the time. Caitlin said I swear crochet and knit a bit of cat hair into everything. Good. Betsy asked if I'm going to Maryland in May. I don't have plans right now. I'm not going to say it's definitely not happening, but I have not planned it right now. Stabby said Trish isn't dumb. It's just the socks. The mistake was dumb. I had to go through the FAQs or the questions thread. And finally, someone asked a question kind of related. And I was like, bing. Elizabeth said, I don't think Donkey's hair will be as sticky as Gus's since he was part lab. Right. My lab has super sticky fur. The puppy is non-sticky when she sheds. So don't they have a barbed, isn't their hair like have a barb on it or something? Jerup said I spin my own hair. Me too. Most of my yarns. It all comes with a little genetic material. Ew. Oh. Okay, I have to go knit these stupid things and get them done. Hoskins said the move is all March, a little dementia for one and physical challenge for the other. Humor a must. Hoskins, oh my gosh, we'll be thinking about you. That sounds like a lot. Michelle said then you were preparing for an extraordinary Halloween costume. Exactly. That's a flipper. I'm not joking. I kept saying to John last night too, I'm like, this can't be right. This can't be right. It wasn't right. Kai's Frenchie's hair gets everywhere. It's true. You know what? I did not rip that back. I switched yarns, so I'll show you all next week. Eileen said, it's the podcaster who taught me my favorite way of scouring too. I'm going to have to look her up. All right, I have to go. I really do. I'm sorry. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you. You guys are so fun. I hope you all have a great week. Luther hopes you have a great week too. He got a haircut. He's a little grumpy. I love you. Bye-bye.